we're back. Okay, so I've added some overhangs above my 2 windows. I will put in some faux windows here, maybe some not recessed but bump out windows underneath this little porch line. These I didn't decoupage because they're pretty sturdy to begin with. It is just the the roll excuse me, that my ribbon was on, so I just cut it in half, and I've used it before in my little rose cottage. This is fairly flimsy. I could strengthen it up with another piece and then just tape it together. I might just do that actually. That's not a bad idea. So it's just a question of excuse me, just adding the 2 pieces together. Again, I want this to be sturdy enough that it can be handled a little bit, right? And then I'm just going to tape the edges, or I could just go like this. It's not a big deal. One and two. Shingles are going to be on this, so it's not that important to have more paper on it. It's going to be covered up for the most part. So, and I think maybe you're tired of me collaging paper on 2 things. So I figured this was sometimes the easiest. So there we go. So this will go here. This is my overhang right there. So this will go here, and then my front door will be here. Now I can go higher because I don't have to worry too much about this dividing line in the front, so I could go higher, and that might proportionately make it a little bit easier to put windows and a door underneath. I'm not entirely positive. So I might do that. Because don't forget, I want to still put a porch on here. So I might just go a little bit higher than what my dividing line is. Because I can. Alright, I think I'll do that. I am going to glue it, and I'm going to so how am I going to do this? I was going to be covered up with paint anyway. Alright. I'm going to do both. Hold on. Because I want to make sure it stays put. It's going to have the shingles on there, so it's going to be a little bit on the heavy side. So I want to make sure it stays put. Right? I mean, this is where a hot glue gun would come in handy. And I probably should have done this a little bit differently, but that's okay. So my tape is going to hold it while it is adhering. So I'm creating it a little bit higher. And then it's just a question of holding it in place a little bit. I do want it on an angle. Alright. I could add another piece of tape underneath. Let's do that. Good thing about masking tape, you can paint over top of it, and it holds quite nicely. And it's still wet enough that I can manipulate it. There we go. That might be better. There. Is it going to be crooked? Possibly. It is handmade, not factory made after all. Right? So, don't forget, you know, it's an art piece. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think that'll be okay. It'll just go like this. That'll be adhered nicely. Once it cures, it'll be okay. All right, so as long as there's a slight angle, it'll be fine. And then I can fudge it a little bit with the shingles later on. Okay, so let's see. I have some windows cut out for here. So that's what I was thinking of, a couple of faux windows by the front door. So that's the idea. I'll just make them like little window, little, not a bay window necessarily, but a little bump out window. So just to give it a little bit more importance in the front. So now for the side. So I've decided not to do a full chimney on the outside. I had started it, but because I'm going to put a porch, I don't know if it's going to be a full wraparound, probably not. It's definitely going to have two sides for sure. But here, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a chimney. So I've decided to put like a little greenhouse kind of thing on the side. So that kind of thing. And then I'll do some lattice work on there, I think. Yeah. And I think that'll look pretty cool. So I could turn it into a shed, but that'd be a lot going on in the back. Could be a carport. I don't know. Let's see. What do I feel like doing? I like the idea of a little shed, whether or not it has a door in the front or a door in the back, or if it's open. So you just sort of like a walk-through kind of shed, you know, just a little storage, some where you put some out-of-date pottery and stuff like that. It is quite high. But you know what? Why not? You gotta store all your junk somewhere, right? And it's not really a garage, technically, I suppose, so I think that's what we're gonna do. This is fairly sturdy. I don't think I have to worry too much about it collapsing on me. I think it'll hold nicely. Should have put a bottom in, probably. So I should probably do a bottom. Let's see, what have I got? I have some of this. I'm going to use this for the roof, I think, because it's fairly sturdy stuff. So I'm going to leave that one for now. I have some leftover pieces here. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. See, that's what you get when you save everything, right? So when you're trying to make different things, it's kind of nice to be able to have things on hand. So my desk is full of cardboard. Pretty close anyway. This one's fairly sturdy. Oh wow, this is a really thick piece. I don't know if that's going to be too big. So I want it to be the same size as the side. Let's see. Grab my small ruler so I don't poke my eye out. Let's see. We have almost 3 3/4. We'll probably make it a little bit smaller than that. I'll make it 3 1/2. And then get yourself one of these, because they do come in handy for this kind of job. Because then you don't have to worry too much about constant measuring, stuff like that. So, well, I should probably stand up for this part so I can actually see. I just want to slice my fingers off. There we go. All right. So that's the width. I don't think we need to do the same kind of. So I want to go there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a line on the outside. There. It's more or less straight. Again, you can finish off the edges with other things. It's not that big a deal. And if you glue your pieces on the outside, that automatically finishes off that edge nicely. So I don't think it matters overly much. But of course, you should hold it up the right way. So I will give you a better view. So that would be like that kind of thing, but straight. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. Now I think what I am going to do is attach this one to here, and then I am going to decoupage this piece. And if any trimming needs to be done, you can just take a knife and a ruler to it, which would be perfect. So we'll just dry fit that. It's pretty cool. I like that. Now I could put a back on this, like I said before. That'd be kind of cool. Which should be fairly easy to do. Let's see if I can lay this down. I don't know if this is going to be big enough. So let's see if we'll line it up more or less straight. And then we'll go like this. It's more or less the width. That's pretty good. It's the angle of the roof that we need. There, just like that. Okay, let's see how that works. I'll make it a little bit bigger than the pencil line, so we have somewhere to put the glue. Let's move that aside. Okay. This gets a little bit awkward. Okay, there we go. So this will be the angle we'll use. Yeah. So that works. Perfect. Well, not 100% perfect. It'll do. All right. Tape. Now I'm confused as to what is what. Oh my goodness. There. That's the angle. Or this one? Oh, no, I don't even know. I mean, you can go as high or as low as you want. It's not that big a deal. Because don't forget the roof is going to be here, and it's going to be a bit of an overhang with the shingles. I think it's this one. Yes, okay. Oh my goodness. You know, I'm not an architect. Never claimed to be, but I can sure appreciate the work that goes into being an architect. So, do this side. All of this will be strengthened up, so. And then the angle of the lean-to. As long as you line it up nicely, it should be just fine. So the only thing that's a little bit off is this piece here. I could just trim it and just, you know, I think that'll be okay. That is not too bad. Not bad for a little lean-to. Now, this one should be on the, something's not right. Something is just not right. I'll have to figure that out. Unless I go underneath. That's not gonna work. Oh, I did not keep in mind this whole discrepancy here. So I could attach it up higher and then put a block underneath. That's interesting. See, not everything turns out the way you expect. That's alright. It's just cardboard and tape. So we can just go back to the drawing board on this one. And I could just keep it open like this and have it as a pass-through. I think that might be the best bet instead of me trying to figure out the whole angle. And then you can see it from both sides. I think that'll be okay. And I can just put some lattice work in here later. Bonus. So I think we'll just leave it at that. I mean, the idea of the whole backing seemed cool at the time. It's just way too much for me to figure out this late in the day. So I'm not going to worry about it. There we go. Problem solved. See? I'm a problem solver. Alrighty. So we got our overhangs. And then we've got this. So we're going to attach that to the bottom. Alright. So it's a little bit too wide. I think maybe what we'll do, but it's okay up here. Do I want to trim it? I mean, this is a decision you have to make for yourself, because I sort of measured it with this, but I don't think it matters overly much. So now I could leave it for now and then do my stonework, but the thing is I want to have sort of a seamless kind of look. I don't want to have to try and attach this later. So it's going to be attached now. Again, some tape. Debating whether or not to put paper on this. I don't want to see the edges. So I think we'll do tape on this one. The thing is, it's sturdy enough, it's not going to matter. I'm not trying to make this even sturdier. It'll be fine. a neat edge on this one, so I can trim it properly. And then the long one. Just trying to neaten it up so I don't have to see the corrugated edges when I go to paint it. I could put wood trim around it and stuff like that, but I think this will be a little bit easier to work with. So there we go. Then we'll put a floor in and stuff. Oh, we missed a spot. Oh no. Don't know how that happened. There we go. Done. Problem solved. All right. Right this way. Oh my goodness. All right. So let's get that going. So I'm going to glue this to the base, and then up here, I want this roof line and this overhang to be the same height. Okay. So there's going to be some gaping in there, which can be filled up with paint and glue and stuff. So I'm not worried about that. My concern is the attachment of this. So I'm going to put glue down below. Oops. And then up here. So I'll make it more or less even. With this roof line in the front. And then attach it on the bottom. Where's my weight? So I'm going to put a weight in here, and then I'm going to put a weight on the side to push this into place. Hold on. So I have a nice big weight here. It's pretty heavy. I use it as my anvil for jewelry making. So I'm going to set that on this side, and that should hopefully press everything more or less together. I'm just going to have to hold this for a little bit, and then we're going to do the roof. I might decoupage a little bit up here just to help this stick onto the roof line a little bit better. We'll have to wait and see. It might be okay. Now, if you're worried about it sticking to your craft mat, you can always put a non-sticking mat, like a silicone mat, underneath and glue on there. I've not really ever had a problem per se, so I think it'll be fine. But oh well. I'm sure it'll be okay. Okay, the roof. I am going to need how much? So just a basic pointed roof. Had I wanted to flatten some of this, I could cut the point off straight across and then do sort of like a barn kind of roof, you know, with the flat on top and then the slopes on the sides. That's an interesting concept for this. I could. I mean, I don't know how it would hold the centerpiece. That's the only problem. Yeah, I think we'll just keep the point. So I'm going to do 5 by 3 and what is that? I can't read it. 3.5. Is this one 3.5 too? Yeah, more or less. So a little bit over 3.5 because I want to hide these corners over here. These ones, I want to hide that. So I want to make sure that's nice and neat. Okay, so now we need to find some cardboard. So a little bit over 3.5 and I need 5. So what do I have here? Will any of this do? Well, this is not bad. Do I have 2 of the same, more or less? Because it'll just go like that. All right, yeah. I think we'll use this. Let's use the straight edges as much as possible. So a little over 3.5. And I don't think I'll worry about the length. It's fairly close. I mean, it is 5 and a half plus another whatever. Sorry, I don't normally measure, so it's not something I'm overly concerned with. Thanks. 3.5 plus a little bit. There we go. And then good old T-ruler. I love this thing. One of the best purchases of the year. I'm not sure how I ever did without it. And now I need a cutting surface. Oh darn. Okay. I can do this. I got this. We can do this. It's fine. We're going to cut them at the same time. Look at that. Now I have 2 of the same, and that will fit nicely onto my roof. And I will overhang it a little bit on this side, just a touch. Yeah, just so that makes it through. Alrighty. The sticker doesn't really need to be on there. Now I do need to strengthen this, so here we go. I think it needs to be 4 inches wide. You know why? Because I want to do an overhang in the front. Otherwise it looks too flat. It definitely is going to need it. Yeah. Okay. That is what I'm going to do. Let me just remove this. Make sure I don't drop it on my toes, because that will definitely break a toe. Alright. There is my little lean-to, which is kind of cute. Oh, that didn't work. That's okay. I could hot glue it, or I could put a piece underneath and attach it to the base part. Actually, I might do that. Huh. That's not a bad idea. Sometimes you just have to make do. So, the thing is, I think it's a little bit long. Yeah, it is. Alright, you know what? Because it's only cardboard and I have not done much else with it. I'm just going to cut some of that off. Good old scissors. Just 1/4 of an inch, I think. Maybe more. All right. Yeah, it's better. All right. I'm gonna put some tape on the end of that again. And this, it's not really sticking very well, but it'll be fine. We'll make it work. Again, we'll do the glue. That's much better. It needs to be brought forward a bit. It's a hit and miss, people. A hit and miss. Just put some glue in this little piece here. If I can get in there. I'll just take I did have a toothpick. Just make sure that gets right in there. Done and done. Alrighty. So that should hold. We're going to let that sit so that it can actually sit. There we go. How far along are we? Oh, we're about the same time. All right, so we did our little part of our little side porch or greenhouse, whatever it's going to end up being. I don't know yet. We've done some overhangs and some window overhangs. So yeah, we're getting there. So much fun. So that's a little bit further along. All right, see you in the next one, guys. Bye.